Hi everybody, Jesse with Schoolcraft Family Farmstead. Welcome back. If you can't tell, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. I don't know. Maybe not. But it's very hot and humid. I've had highs in the low 90s the last several days and dew points in the 70s. So it's very hot and muggy. But we didn't really get much of a transition from spring to summer. Had a nice spring, prolonged mild weather into early June. I think one of the first days of June was one of the coolest low temperatures for early June on record for this area here in central Indiana. I loved it, great, but we didn't really get much of a transition. It went from nice and mild to stupid hot and humid, just like that. So we got to get to baling hay though. We are behind for our first cutting. Usually we should be about done with our first cutting by now, and we're really not even close. We're heading up to Centerton today, one of the best spots to bale hay for us. Really good stuff for the first cutting, and the old 24T's coming with me. We've got some people, I think we're doing around 200 square bales today, so not a bunch, but got some people that wanted some squares. We just do it by order only instead of we don't really have space to keep any stored, but we're gonna do some square bales. I already did some round bales up there, and so let's tag along for the square baling here. I know I've talked about the old 24T here a few times. It's still going, doing well. Uncle Larry did, shucks, I think it was around a little over 100 square bales already with it this year. And this might be some of the best $1,500 he's ever spent. Made him his money back very quickly, plus some. The only thing we've had to do to it is replacing the knotter set up there. And that's such a fun story to tell. I know I've told it to you before, but I have to tell it again. The main spring up there that controls the knotters, I don't know if you can see it right through that gap there, it had broken. We took a coil out of it and reattached it. Lasted for a little while, and then it broke again, did the same thing, and it kept breaking. So one of the times it broke though, it kind of bent up some of the knotter assembly, and perfect timing. It could not have worked any better. There's a junkyard on 252 east of town. I looked over, I was driving to church one day and looked over, and lo and behold, there's a square baler sitting there, and it looks just like this. I thought, surely he didn't just junk the thing. That would be really dumb. And got back home, and this one's still sitting in the barn. So I got a hold of him real quick and said, hey, you got your twin sitting up there at the junkyard. You ought to go see if you can get some parts off of it that you need. I was gonna tell him, I did tell him, just see if you can buy the whole thing in case we ever need parts, but he didn't do that. Anyway, he went up there, got the parts he needed, and asked how much for the parts that we needed here for the knotter assembly, and said, how about $5? So we got it fixed for $5. Oh, I had to change the spring on the counter. Oh, look, let's see. 116 bales, first time he's used it in a few weeks ago. There's your exact number. I had to change that spring too, it broke. But yeah, this one right there on the counter. Anyway, hopefully it does us well again today. So we've got, like I said, we got about 200 more to make, and they're gonna get picked up today. We got some skies are starting to look a little threatening. We might have some pop-up storms. We had some pop up yesterday, and thankfully they avoided us. Hopefully they do today until we get the hay all done. you'll be able to see it in that video, but if you can, probably tell that Uncle Larry loves his new iPhone. First time in his life he's had a smartphone. Had a flip phone until then. And just say he's not a fan. Especially when somebody calls him in the middle of him doing something. But it makes it even worse that he hates his phone. Yeah, it's some good hay though. We're gonna do 200 squares. I think I already said that. Confirmed it with the two people that want the hay. The two people that want the square bales. He's doing the rest of the big round bales, 5x6s, my muddy back windshield. But I think she's ready to go. You can see the biggest downside to this baler. Pickup isn't quite wide enough and starts to wad it up there on the edge. Eventually it ditches it and just keeps on chugging away. Otherwise it's been a great little baler. Sorry for the muddy windshield. Probably should have cleaned that off first. Might be the, like I said earlier, it might be the best 1,500 bucks that Uncle Larry's ever spent. After we got the knotters fixed, it just keeps chugging away. Does a great job for its age. Just need that pickup to be a little wider. But we don't do a whole lot of square bales, maybe a few hundred a year at the most, and just for people that want to come pick them up straight out of the field. So we're just doing that few bales. This is all we need. I'd love to know how old this thing is though. I'm not sure of its exact age. I'm not sure exactly when they made these. I'd have to do a little research. But I know it's an old dude, especially compared to some of the others that you see out and about. This hay is so thick that the windrows are so big we couldn't get the windrows small enough for the pickup on this thing. You can see it's starting to pile up there again on the side. There, it snag some and leave some behind. But yeah, you can see I'm having to leave about a fourth of each windrow behind to be able to go down through here. You go slow too. Oh man, I'm just focused on the mud. My goodness. Gotta get my camera to focus right. Just keeps focusing on the mud. Let me see if I can fix that. And when you're baling stuff so heavy, you end up with some wads that just a little too much for this little dude. And then this happens. That's okay. I'll just pull it out, keep on going. Here comes Aunt Charlotte, saving the day with a milkshake. You don't see many 81-year-old ladies driving a big old truck like that. It'll feel nice on a burning hot day like this. Unlock a good homemade milkshake. She said it's not very chocolatey because she ran out of chocolate. I don't care. It's cold and I'm sure it tastes good regardless. I wonder how many bales we've made so far. There's all the mud. I'll have to go look at the counter here in a minute. I'm guessing probably 90 to 100 if I was to guess so far. So we're probably getting close to halfway. See, Uncle Larry's going to get his milkshake. He's probably got it in high gear to get there. There's Randy with his first load of square bales. Got 50 of them on there. He's come back for the other 30 here in a little bit. Hopefully he beats the rain. We've gotten really lucky so far. There were some that had built up just to the west of us here, and then it just disappeared. But obviously they've been getting some just above us up there in Mooresville. Caitlin texted me a little while ago and said that it was pouring at the John Deere dealership, which is only just a few miles up the road there, up 67. So it just barely missed us. So far anyway. Hopefully it stays that way, because he's got to get his other 30 bales. But I'll have to count, see how many round bales there are. There are a lot though. This was some really dense, good hay. First cutting's all done here though. That's a relief. Well, missed out on all the rain where we were baling up in Centerton. It didn't rain at all up there, at least not when we were up there. I don't think it did even after we left. But we got some rain here at home. I got back and it was, you could see where the water was standing in some places. So we got a decent little bit of rain here at home. So we got, I baled 202 square bales up there in Centerton. I'm saving a couple for Riddick. Let's see if I can get some video for that and explain what they're for here in a, sorry, bugs on me, here in a couple weeks. And my gosh, flies and the bugs. And let's see, I think we got around, I gotta do some math in my head. He baled 25 5x4 bales for the property owners up there in Centerton, and one 5x5. I don't know why he did that, but he did. And I think there were around 40 5x6s. So yeah, it was some very dense hay. I think that might be the best cutting that I can remember from that location. It's always good there, but that's probably the best. We've had a lot of rain this spring, so I'm sure that has helped. But I wondered if the cooler weather at the throughout the spring would kind of reduce some of the growth, but it didn't. And we're getting there kind of late anyway for the first cutting, so that might have made it a little more dense than usual. But thankfully, I don't believe any of those round bales that we are keeping, any of those 5x6s, will have to come home. I think he's selling them straight out of the field. He'll have to deliver them, but I don't think he'll have to bring them home, which is great. He'll be able to just take them up to Mooresville, which is also convenient because Mooresville is just right up the road from Centerton, so that'll be nice. But that's all for today. I am a hot, sticky, nasty mess. I don't know if I can, without, you can look at my arm and my hand here from all the, oh, I could have just shown you this arm too, duh. Yeah, from all the hay, and then, well, here's the little wood pile that I just brought out here. Lady we work with called and said, unfortunately, she had a big old limb out of a tree fall on her house this morning. No storm, just randomly fell on her house and put a nice hole in her roof, knocked her power line down, and ruined some of her appliances, because she said part of her house had power and then part of it was reduced, and it caused some electrical issues and ruined a couple of her appliances. So she's got all sorts of issues on her hand. So I feel bad for her, but I got a little bit of wood out of it. It's not the best wood, but hey, whatever will burn. Mosquito, golly, they're horrible. Oh, the ticks and the mosquitoes, the flies out here. I feel like the camera's everywhere, but that's all I do when I'm out here walking around, is just swatting around everywhere for bugs. But I'm getting the goats fed, getting them taken care of, and and I'm going to the house and taking a shower because I am a mess. But I'm sure Riddick will need a bath too. He just got back from VBS. Our church's having their vacation Bible school this week, so he's had a blast there. And that was my cousin. Anyway, I think Bradley, if you're watching this, I think that was you. So if you'd like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Take care.